Question 3, should the cosine law be used in this instance? Well, the cosine law should only be used when you've got two sides and the included angle, and that's what we don't have here. If we had theta and we got 45 and 78, then we could use the cosine law, so therefore the answer is false. No, we would not use the cosine, we'd use the sine law, law of sines. Question 4, find the BC. So we're going to use Pythagoras. We know that the longest side is 4, and that equals 3 squared plus BC squared. So 16 equals 9 plus BC squared. Subtract 9, we get 7 equals BC squared, and BC equals root 7, which is obviously a value here. Question 5, we're given that the two triangles are similar, so therefore the ratio is this one to this one, so 24 over 72 should equal 32 over x. And we can cancel out here before we multiply, because the big numbers. 8 goes into 24, 3, 8 goes into 72, 9. Now we can cross multiply, and we get 3 times x. So we multiply these two across here, and we get 3x, and then we do these times these, and we get 9 times 32, which is 288. 9 3s are 270, and then 9 2s are 18. Divide by 3, and we get 96 for x, 96 centimeters it'll be. Down here, so you're given the triangles below. Now you're not sure which ones are similar, but if you were to rotate this one around, it looks like BC would be similar to DF. So BC and DF would match up, and their ratio would be 15 to 18, which equals 5 to 6 when we reduce it. If we take that, then AB would match up with DE. So AB and DE would match up, and that ratio would be 20 to 24. And if we divide both of those by 4, we get 5 to 6. And then, of course, the last two lines will be AC and EF, which should hopefully have the same ratio. Is 25 to 30. And if we divide by 5, we get 5 to 6. So the ratios are all the same. So therefore we can say that we've got to go red. We start with A, down the red to B to C, triangle ABC. We start on the red, E, go down the red to D to F. Is similar to triangle EDF, and that should be one of our answers. ABC, EDF is C, you see? So it's very tricky, but it's quite easy and logical to do. Okay, if we take the big triangle here, which is ABC, it looks something like this. And we know that that's A, that's B, and that's C. We know that this length is 12 centimeters. This length here, BC, is x plus 8. Now if we take the small triangle and just flip it over, so it looks very similar. We've got D up top, we've got E, and we've got C. Remember, we flipped this small triangle over, because this angle here matches up with that angle. And we know that EC is 5, and we know that DE is 4, and we know that DC is 8. So these two triangles are similar because we know that that angle equals that angle. This one is shared between the two of them, and of course therefore that one will also equal that one. The ratios now are 5 over x plus 8, because they're the sides that match up, will equal 4 over 12. Cross multiply, 5 times 12 is 60, 4 times x plus 8 60 equals 4x plus 32, because we multiply by 4. Subtract 32, we get 28 equals 4x, and x equals 7. Down the bottom here, this question here, we've got 24x minus 27y equals 18. You notice a funny question because you've got this answer infinite and that answer 0 solutions. Second question would take the 8x over, so we get negative 8x plus 9y equals negative 6. And what we do is we call this equation 1 and we call that equation 2. And we're going to multiply equation 2 by negative 3 because that will give us the same x values. So we take this one here and times by negative 3. That's equation 2. So that will give me 24x minus 27y equals 18. And that will call that equation 3. And if we put equation 1 underneath it, you'll see we get something quite strange. Both equations are the same, and when we subtract them, we get the answer 0 equals 0. And when 0 equals 0, we have infinite solutions. So therefore the answer is going to be C. If we got an answer that was, say, 0 equals 6, then we'd have this answer here, no solutions. But we do have 0 equals 0, so therefore it's infinite solutions. And question 9, sorry, we've got 26 degrees. We've got to find the sine, and sine 26 equals 0.438, 0.43837, so 84. Just on your calculator, make sure you're in degrees, you get the right answer. Question 10, we've got to do 2 divided by 3 on the calculator, and then we do second cos, and we get the answer 48.189, so 19 degrees. Question 11, we're going to use Pythagoras. We know 17 squared equals 15 squared plus x squared. 17 squared is 289. 15 squared is 225 plus x squared. If we subtract 225, we get 64 to the other side, and square root both sides, and x equals 8. Question 12 here. Just do a little box for everybody so we can see what's going on. So question 12. We've got triangle RST. So just write down RST. We know that side R is 5, so that's opposite angle R. Side S is 7, and we've got 10 for T, and we've got to find angle S, which is in there. We call it theta. We know that cos theta equals adjacent squared plus adjacent squared minus opposite squared all over 2 times adjacent adjacent. So cos theta equals 25 plus 100 minus 49 all over 100. So it's 125 minus 49 over 100. 125 minus 49 is 76, I think, over 100. So we're looking for 0.76 for cos theta. So theta will equal the cos negative 1 button on your calculator of 0.76, and theta equals 40.45 degrees. 54 degrees, excuse me, 40.54 degrees. So this says determine the measures of all the unknown sides. So we can say that, let's say that this side is x and this one's y. So we know that sine 42 will equal x over 15. So therefore x equals 15 times sine 42. And that equals 10.04 centimeters. And we know that cos 42 will equal y over 15, and therefore y will equal 15 times cos 42, and that will equal 11.15 centimeters. So the same thing here, we've got to find the missing sides. Let's call that one x and that one y. We know that tan 64 equals opposite over adjacent, so it's going to be x over 16. And we know that cos 64 will be adjacent over hypotenuse 16 over y. Let's do this one first. So we know that x equals 16 times tan 64 degrees, and we get 32.80. And over here we get that y equals 16 divided by cos 64 degrees, and that equals 36.498, so we'll say 36.50. Determine the measures of all the unknown sides to one decimal place. So let's first of all, let's work out this angle up here. That's 60 plus 40, so this will be 80 degrees. And this we'll call x. So we can say that x divided by sine 60, I'm going to use the law of sines, equals 10 divided by sine 80 degrees. So x will equal 10 times sine 60 over sine 80. And that will equal 8.79. And then we can the same to find out the other side y. We can say that y divided by sine 40 will equal, use the same number that we know, 10 over sine 80. And we know that everything's pretty much accurate. And y will equal 10 times sine 40 over sine 80. And that equals 6.53. Both centimeters. Interesting question number 19. We're going to find x. We're going to have to draw in this right triangle, this line that makes a right triangle here. We know that these three sides are all equal to 6 because they're given the same. So this one's 6 here, this one's 6 here. So this line here will be equal to the 6 here plus the 10, so 16. This line here, which we'll put in blue, is going to be 17 minus 6 minus 6, or minus 12, which is 5. So therefore we get that x squared equals 16 squared plus 5 squared. So x squared equals 256 plus 25, which is 281, and then the square root of 281, x equals. Question 20. Got y equals 5 minus 2x. Dog's making too much noise. And that, so we're going to sub for the y value. And where we've got y here, we're going to replace it with 5 minus 2x. So we get 3x equals 2 times 5 minus 2x plus 11. Multiply that bracket out and we get 10 minus 4x plus 11. Take the 4x to the other side with addition, we get 7x because 3x and 4x is 7x. And 10 plus 11 is 21. Divide by 7, x equals 3. Substitute into the top here, and we get y equals 5 minus 2x, well x is 3, so 5 minus 6 is negative 1, and the final answer, 3, negative 1. Okay, question 21, and we've got x minus 2y equals equals 5, and 2x plus minus 3y equals 6. So we call them equation 1, equation 2. What we're going to do is we're going to do it by elimination. So it says substitution. So we take equation 1 and we know that x equals 5 plus 2y. So we took the 2y to the other side. And then where we've got x in equation 2, we're going to replace it with 5 plus 2y. So it becomes 2x, or 2 times 5 plus 2y, minus 3y equals 6. So 10 plus 4y minus 3y equals 6. Take the 10 to the other side, so it's a subtraction, and we get negative 4. 6 minus 10, and 4y minus 3y is y. Sub into here, and we know that x equals 5 plus 2 times y, or 2 times negative 4. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. So your final answer is negative 3, comma, negative 4. Excellent. Get another little rectangle in here. Question 22. And we got 6x equals 3y plus 2, and y minus 2x plus 4 equals 0. It tells you to do it by substitution again. So we've got equation 1, equation 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to take equation 2 here and solve for y. So we're going to get the 2x to the other side and the 4 to the other side, and y equals 2x minus 4. In equation 1 here, where we've got y, we're going to replace it with 2x minus 4. So we get 6x equals 3y, and y is 2x minus 4. And then don't forget the plus 4. Multiply that bracket out, and we get 6x minus 12 plus 4. Subtract 6x, and we get 0 equals negative 8. So in this situation here, we get no solution because this is a false statement. 0 doesn't equal negative 8. Therefore, it is a false statement, and therefore no solution is the answer. Next question, 23. And this just says solve the system, so we can do it any way we want to. This could be an elimination question. We'll have a look at it in a minute. So 4x minus 10y minus 6 equals 0. So let's go equation 1, equation 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to multiply equation 1 by negative 2, because that will give me negative 4x. And then minus 10y equals negative 6. And we're going to add these two equations together. So 4x and negative 4x is 0. Negative 10y and negative 10y is negative 20y. And negative 6 and negative 6. And if we take the negative 6 to the other side, we get a 0, so y equals 0, and therefore 2x plus 5 times 0 equals 3. So 2x equals 3, x equals 3 over 2, or 1.5. And the final answer is 1.5, comma 0. Question 24. Solve the following system. So we've got 2 bracket x minus 1 minus 3 bracket y minus 3 equals 0. And then we've got 3 bracket x plus 1 minus y minus 7 equals 31. So first of all, we're going to solve this top equation. So we get 2x minus 2 minus 3y plus 9 equals 0. And then we get 2x minus 3y, and then equals negative 7. That we'll call equation 1. Down the bottom here we get 3x plus 3 minus y plus 7 equals 31. So 3x minus y equals 21. That's equation 2. And what we're going to do, we'll probably multiply equation 2 by negative 3. And that will give the y's to eliminate. So we get negative 9x plus 3y equals negative 63. That's equation 3. Just put equation 1 underneath it. We get 2x minus 3y equals negative 7. Add them together. Negative 7x, 0, and negative 70. So x equals 10. I've got to substitute back now to find y. Let's go into equation 2, which is here. And 3x, so 3 times 10 minus y equals 21. 30 minus y equals 21. Y equals negative y equals negative 9, so y equals 9. Final answer 10, 9. And the last question, solved by elimination. This is 25. So we've got 4a minus 3b equals negative 10, equation 1. And 2a plus 3b equals 22. That's equation 2. So we're going to take equation 2. In fact, we're just going to do 1 plus 2 because I didn't realize we've got negative 3b and 3b. You can add them together. So we get 6a. The b's cancel out, 0. Negative 10 and 22 is 12. So a equals 2 divided by 6. Sub back into 1 perhaps. So 4 times a, 4 times 2 minus 3b equals negative 10. So 8 minus 3b equals negative 10. Subtract 8. And we get negative 3b equals negative 10 minus 8 is negative 18. And b equals 6. So your final answer, a is 2 and b is 6. So 2, 6. Question 26. Again, another elimination. There's plenty of elimination questions to do, that's for sure. Equation 1 and 2p minus 5q equals 11 is equation 2. So let's do equation 1 times 2. That'll give me 10p plus 6q equals negative 38. And then equation 2 times negative 5. That'll give me negative 10p, they match up, plus 25q equals negative 55. Add them together, and we get 31q, because the p's disappear, and we get negative 93, which is perfect, because q equals negative 3. I'm going to substitute into equation 2 here, perhaps. 2p minus 5 times negative 3 equals 11. So 2p plus 15 equals 11. 2p equals negative 4. P equals negative 2. Final answer, p, it's got to be alphabetical. So negative 2, negative 3, because p comes before q. Question 27. So we've got x over 2 minus y over 2 equals negative 3. That's equation 1. And we've got x over 6 plus y over 5 equals 3. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the common denominator here, which is 2, and multiply everything by 2. By 2 over 1. So x over 2 times 2 over x is x. And y over 2 times 2 over 1 is y, and negative 3 times 2 over 1 is negative 6, equation 1. Over here, common denominator is 30, so we're going to multiply by 30 over 1. X over 6 times 30 over 1 is 5x, because 30 divided by 6 is 5. And 30 divided by 5 is 6, so we get 6y equals 90. That's equation 2. So we're going to eliminate. We'll do equation 1 times negative 5. That'll get rid of the x's. That'll give me negative 5x plus 5y equals 30. And we add those two equations together. The x's disappear. We get 11y equals 120. So y, not a very nice answer at all, 120 over 11. Let's go into equation 1, which says that x minus y equals negative 6. And what we'll do is we'll put negative 6 into 11, so it's 66 over 11. So x equals negative 66 over 11 plus 120 over 11, which I believe is 54 over 11. So your final answer is 54 over 11, comma 120 over 11, x and y. Question 28. Got the diagram here. And as we're given their parallel, we know that this angle equals that angle, and this one equals that one, alternate interiors, and of course this one here is common to both. So x 24, those two sides match up, as does e and 15, and the ratio is 9 to 12 of the two triangles. So we want to find out x. We know that 9 over 12 equals x over 24. And we cross multiply, and we get 24 times 9, 9 times 24, divided by 12 will equal x. Can cancel out here, 1, 12 into that goes 1, 12 into 24, 2, so we get x equals 18. Question 29, Fiona's repairing a wire, so we've got a tower, which is over here, and Fiona is on top of the lorry, and she's on top of the basket on the lorry. And it says she looks up at an angle of 42 degrees to the top of the tower. And the angle is going to be in there, 42. And then she looks, she see the base of the tower, she looks down 32 degrees. And the base of the tower is down here, and this angle is 32 degrees. How high is the tower to the nearest meter? So we've got to find the height here of the tower, h. And what we do know is that the distance from her to the tower is 40 meters. And we know we've got two right angles here, so we can find x and y. We can then find h. So we know that tan 42 equals x over 40. And we know that tan 32 equals y over 40. So therefore x equals 40 tan 42, and y equals 40 tan 32. So h is going to be 40 tan 42 plus 40 tan 32 degrees, which equals 118.1 meters. And it's 0.0957, so 0.1 meters. Question 30. We've got two police cars 2,000 meters apart. And they're trying to find this pirate radio. They aim their antennas. The angle is 70 degrees and 30 degrees, so 70 degrees and 30 degrees. So basically you've got 70 degrees from this policeman and 30 degrees from that policeman. The 70 degrees is Constable A, and Abel and Baker is B. Which police officer is closest? Well, of course we've got to find X and Y. And if that's 70, 100, this will be 80 degrees up here, and we're going to use the law of sines. So we know that 2,000 over sine 80 degrees equals X over sine 70 degrees. And we know that 2,000 over sine 80 degrees will equal Y over sine 30 degrees. So X here will be 2,000 times sine 70 over sine 80, and Y here will be 2,000 sine 30 degrees over sine 80 degrees. So X will equal 1908.38, and that will be meters, and Y equals 1015.43 meters. So which one police officer is closest? Well, it's going to be officer A will be closest because the Y value is less.